Hi, this is Dave from DIY Domination. Have you ever wanted to learn how to grow your own organic crops? Well, today we're going to explore the multifaceted world of organic farming, a method that focuses on enriching soil health, utilizing natural pest control, and saying no to synthetic chemicals. Organic farming is not just a method, but a holistic approach that requires understanding and working in harmony with nature. It's about knowing what crops are suitable for your climate and soil, planning your garden layout for maximum sunlight and efficient irrigation, and practicing crop rotation to keep soil-borne diseases and pests at bay. And that's just the start. We'll delve into soil preparation, companion planting, natural pest control, organic fertilization, watering techniques, weed management, and finally harvesting. It's a journey that requires patience and continuous learning, but the result is well worth the effort. Ready to start your journey into organic farming? Let's dive in. By the way, if you like this video and want to see more videos with advice on farming and survival, make sure to click the subscribe button and leave a comment down below saying I subscribed, and we'll do our best to reply to your comment. The first step to organic farming is selecting the right crops and planning your garden. This is where your journey begins, and it's a crucial one at that. It's not just about picking what you want to eat, but also considering what will thrive in your particular climate and soil type. If you're in a region with a short growing season, opt for crops that mature quickly. If your soil is sandy, choose plants that do well in well-drained conditions. Now let's talk about companion planting. This is the practice of planting different crops in proximity for the benefits they offer each other. For instance, planting tomatoes with basil not only enhances the flavor of your tomatoes, but the basil also helps repel pests. Companion planting is a fantastic way to deter pests, enhance growth, and make efficient use of space. Moving on to planning your garden, it's not just about where you put your plants, but also how you arrange them. Design a layout that maximizes sunlight exposure for your crops. Think about how the sun travels across your garden and place your tallest plants in a position where they won't shade the shorter ones. Water is life, but too much or too little can spell disaster for your plants. Plan for efficient irrigation. This could be as simple as a watering can for a small garden or a drip irrigation system for larger ones. Finally, remember to rotate your crops each year. This practice disrupts the life cycles of pests and diseases, preventing them from becoming established in your garden. It also helps to maintain soil fertility, as different plants have different nutrient needs and contribute to soil health in different ways. With your crops selected and your garden planned, you're ready for the next step. Remember, organic gardening is not just about growing food. It's about nurturing a healthy and sustainable ecosystem right in your backyard. So let's move forward and get our hands dirty. A healthy soil is the foundation of a successful organic garden. Understanding your soil's characteristics is crucial for successful organic farming. Start by conducting a soil test to assess its pH and nutrient levels. This information will guide you on what amendments your soil needs to optimize plant health. Remember, a well-balanced soil provides the best environment for your crops to thrive. To improve the fertility of your soil, add organic matter such as compost or well-rotted manure. These materials not only enrich the soil with nutrients, but also improve its structure, increasing its ability to hold water and air. This process, known as amending, is an essential step in preparing your garden for planting. Cover crops also play a vital role in maintaining soil health. They protect the soil surface from erosion, suppress weeds, and can even fix nitrogen in the soil. Consider planting clover, rye, or buckwheat as cover crops in your garden. Now let's talk about companion planting, an organic farming practice that pairs compatible crops together in the garden. By doing so, these plant pairs can enhance each other's growth and even help repel pests. For instance, planting basil alongside tomatoes can deter tomato hornworms, while the tomato plants provide shade for the basil. But how do you know which plants make good companions? Well, there are many resources available online and in gardening books that provide companion planting charts. These charts can guide you on what crops work well together. However, while companion planting can be beneficial, it's also important to avoid planting crops from the same family in the same area year after year. This practice, known as crop rotation, helps prevent the buildup of soil-borne diseases and pests that prefer certain plants. By preparing your soil properly and implementing companion planting techniques, you're setting your garden up for success. Remember, organic farming is all about creating a healthy, balanced ecosystem where plants can thrive. Now that your soil is prepared and your plants are in place, let's move on to pest control. Organic farming means saying no to synthetic chemicals for pest control and fertilization. And you might be wondering, how do you combat those pesky pests or nourish your crops without those quick-fix chemical solutions? Well, let's dive right in. When addressing pest control, nature is our best ally. Introducing beneficial insects into your garden is a great start. Ladybugs, for instance, are not just pretty to look at, they're also voracious aphid eaters. Predatory beetles are another great choice, helping keep your garden free from slugs, snails, and other damaging pests. Companion planting also plays a vital role in natural pest control. Some plants act as pest repellents, their scent or taste discouraging pests from setting up camp. Marigolds, for example, are known to deter a wide array of pests, including nematodes and some beetles. Another method is hand-picking. Yes, it can be a bit time-consuming, but it's a surefire way to remove pests without the use of chemicals. And for those harder to combat pests, you can always turn to natural solutions like neem oil and garlic spray, which serve to deter pests without harming your plants or the environment. Now, let's talk about organic fertilization. Just like us, plants need a balanced diet to thrive. Organic fertilizers such as compost, fish emulsion, or bone meal not only feed your plants, but also improve soil structure and promote beneficial microbial activity. The key is to apply these fertilizers in accordance with the needs of specific crops. Leafy greens, for instance, will love a high nitrogen fertilizer like composted manure, while root crops will thrive with a phosphorus-rich fertilizer like bone meal. Remember, each plant has its own nutritional needs, and a one-size-fits-all approach won't work. So, do your research, understand what your crops need, and feed them accordingly. With pests under control and your crops well-fed, it's time to ensure they get enough water. Watering, weed management, and crop rotation are crucial for the health of your organic garden. Let's dive into watering first. Your crops need water, but not just a quick sprinkle. They need a deep and consistent watering that encourages the roots to grow strong and deep. This not only makes your plants more resilient, but also helps them access nutrients that are further down in the soil. Consider using a drip irrigation system. It minimizes water waste by delivering water directly to the base of the plant, and it keeps the foliage dry, reducing the risk of leaf diseases. Now, onto weed management. Weeds are more than just unsightly. They compete with your crops for nutrients and water. To suppress weeds, use organic mulches like straw around your plants. Mulch also helps retain moisture, which is a fantastic two-for-one deal. However, don't rely on mulch alone. Also incorporate regular hand pulling of weeds into your gardening routine. Remember, the early bird gets the worm, or in this case, the weed. Removing weeds when they're young makes the task much easier. Finally, we move to crop rotation. This is an age-old practice that's just as relevant today. By rotating your crops annually, you disrupt the life cycles of pests and diseases that may have set up shop in your soil. Different crops have different nutrient needs and pest enemies, so this rotation helps balance the demands on your soil while keeping potential problems in check. For instance, planting a heavy feeder like tomatoes one year, followed by a light feeder such as beans the next, can prevent nutrient depletion. Likewise, planting crops from different families in successive years can interrupt the banquet for pests and diseases that prefer specific plants. With these steps, your crops are well on their way to a healthy growth. But the work doesn't end there. Efficient harvesting and ongoing learning are integral parts of organic farming. Harvesting is an art form in itself, requiring careful timing to pluck crops at peak ripeness and a gentle touch to prevent damaging plants. Beyond the harvest, soil conservation is key. Techniques like contour plowing, terracing, and using cover crops can help prevent soil erosion and keep your soil nourished during the off-season. In this organic farming journey, continuous learning is your best friend. Stay informed about organic farming practices through books, workshops, and online resources. Keep a log of planting dates, harvest yields, and any issues that may arise. This will aid you in making informed decisions in the future. For those looking to sell their produce as organic, consider following the guidelines for organic certification in your region. And don't forget to engage with your local organic farming community for support and knowledge sharing. Remember, successful organic farming is an ongoing learning process. Happy farming! If you liked this video, then make sure to also watch these videos for more DIY farming and gardening lessons.